Let me call this public hearing to order. It's December 8th, 2015. It is past 6 o'clock. We do have a quorum. Dr. Cantu.
Present.
Mr. Eduardo Ramirez.
Present.
Ms. Judy Solis.
Present.
Mr. Benito Sainz.
Present.
And myself, Daniel Garcia, is present. We do have a quorum. The Pledge of Allegiance. Eddie.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Section C, increase in compensation to all employees in accordance with the Texas Local Government Code, Section 180.007.
Good afternoon, Mr. Board President, members of the board, Mr. Trigo, Superintendent of Schools, ladies and gentlemen of the audience. This is the public hearing regarding increase in compensation to all employees in accordance with Texas Local Government Code 180.007. Notice hereby given that Rio City CISD will hold this public hearing at the public multipurpose, and the purpose of the meeting to discuss the following: incentive pay, compensation for this year, 2015-2016 only, the requirements for that incentive pay, and the funding for that incentive pay. The requirements would be that we attend staff development as a service for the expenditure. The funding would come from the general fund, 199, and the options we will hand to you at your request, Mr. President. Any questions?
Mr. Rosa, you're going to give us the options?
We don't vote here. Huh? We don't vote in this public hearing.
It's going to give us the
It's the
options.
next one when it comes to the agenda.
Would you like me to explain? Or?
Yeah, just give
Yes,
us the
please.
difference in errors, Mr. Rosa.
Okay, as you can see with your copies there, at scenario 1, we have professionals at $1,000 and paras at $500. Scenario 1. Scenario 2, we have professionals at $750, paraprofessionals at $750 also. Scenario 3, we have teachers only at $1,000, all other employees at $500. And scenario 4, we have teachers only at $1,000 and all other employees at $600.
Correct. Those are the four scenarios.
Any question on that?
No.
That's it?
I would just like to add that we will move on the staff development that are required as a requisite for this as early as possibly this week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, to make sure that we all participate and have the participants make sure they go through the process for the expenditure at the district level.
And this would happen before the Christmas break.
Before we leave, Ms. Solis, yes, we'd have to have that all done, signed, sealed, turned in to the business office so we could file and have ready for.
Okay, just making sure, because there's been a lot of employees who are very interested in this item, so.
Very interesting. Yes,
To
ma'am.
say the least. So I just want to make sure that if we vote on it today, it will be doable before Christmas break. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Section D, public comment. All right. This public hearing is now adjourned. We do have some time before the regular scheduled board meeting, so we have like a 15-minute break. Let me call this meeting to order. It is now December the 8th, 2015. It is 6:30. It's for the regular scheduled board meeting for December. Determination, we have a quorum. Dr. Norberto Cantu,
Present.
Mr. Eduardo Ramirez,
Present.
Ms. Judy Solis,
Present.
Mr. Benito Sainz,
Present.
and Mr. Ruben Klein.
Present.
And myself, Daniel Garcia, is present. And I'm, just for the record, Mr. Dicky Gonzalez is walking in as well, and he is present. We do have a quorum. The Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Sainz.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of minutes for the public hearing November 12th, 2015, and the regular board meeting November 12th, 2015. Do we have a motion for the approval of the minutes? We have a motion by Mr. Klein. Do we have a second? We have a second by Mr. Sines. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The public forum, we do have an item by Ms. Adelina Barrial, which is the RGCCISD Star Readers, regarding Ms. Karen Furlong.
Good afternoon, Mr. Board President, members of the board, Mr. Trigo, and audience. Believe, achieve, succeed. This afternoon, on behalf of the board, the librarians, if there are any librarians in the floor, would you please come forward? We would like to recognize a lifelong learner, a person that has contributed more than 10 years of her life to giving the school district precious items, which are books. Many of you are readers. I know that Judy, you started a book club. Many of you, belong to book clubs and love reading because it's a lifelong learning process. And Karen's vision was to do that with the Star Readers Association that she started more than 12 years ago. With her, we have her cousin, Travis Rodriguez. We also have her aunt, fondly known as Marty Garcia. And of course, Karen. And Karen, at this moment, we're entirely grateful to you and indebted to you for the district for providing thousands and thousands of books to every child in every school. We have 10 elementaries, including the middle school. 10 elementaries, including the magnet, 3 including the magnet, also middle schools, that would be 4, the Early College High School, Gruya High School, and Rio Grande City High School. And every year, sometimes she comes twice a year, she delivers not, just a little bit of boxes, but pallets. She drives a big truck that I don't know how she does it to drive it. I think she needs a commercial driver's license, but she comes in it. And it takes hours to unload the books, and she contributes to the children because she wants every child to have a book, not only at the library, but for that child to take the book home and to keep it. So, Mr. Board President, I know that you would like to recognize her. You have a plaque, and if you would like to call her family forward.
Yes, if they can come forward. And also, if I can just show the plaque to the audience, and I would like to read what it says. It does say, RGCCISD School Board and Librarians hereby recognize Karen Furlong for her endless dedication and support to promote literacy and lifelong learners to all students of the school district, presented this 8th day of December 2015.
Come right around, sure. You can do whatever you want. Here you go. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you all very much for having me. Okay. All right, thank you. I just kind of wanted to explain for a second why I come to Rio Grande City. I didn't just pop up out of nowhere and decide to do something, and my grandparents lived here for 60 years. Some of you may remember them, Dr. Mamio Juan Rodriguez, and my grandmother, Rebecca Garza, stood on the school board for 25 years. She was actually the first female president of the school board. So we grew up in Rio Grande City. My aunts, my cousin Travis, we're not new to Rio Grande City at all. And this started as a fluke by something Travis's father said, my uncle Fred, and it just got big. And so I just wanted to say thank you, because the only way this works is if people are gracious to accept as well. But I just kind of wanted you to know why we're here. Our roots run deep, and we're here a lot. So, and I have a feeling y'all aren't here for me. So continue, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Varela and Ms. Furlong.
Thank you.
I guess before we start the meeting, I had asked Mr. Garcia if it was okay if he would indulge me. On behalf of the board, we just wanted to address two things, because many of us were out there in the community, or we're on Facebook or at HEB, and we get stopped and we hear rumors that are going, and there's two that have been persistent that I think are somewhat worrisome to most of our staff. And so because of that, I just wanted to address both of those today so that everyone could hopefully have like a cool and calm Christmas break. So first of all, yes, TA is here. They've been conducting a review. Every time I run to a teacher, they talk about those CUME records. Not really sure what they're talking about, but I know they were very worried about them. So I just want you to know that TA is here, and they are conducting a review of certain files. I want you to know that the feedback so far has been positive. Okay, are there some errors that will probably have to be addressed? Yes. Some of these errors may go back as far as 10 years. But they're not fatal errors. These are things that can be corrected. And at the end of the review, we'll put forth any requests or any, I guess, advice that they have. We will implement those. So I just wanted everybody to know that they are here and things are going pretty good. So that way we sort of put that one to rest. Secondly, another one that I hear on a daily basis, and I got 2 calls about today, one about yesterday, was who's being changed, who's being moved. I wanted you to know, you're hearing it here at the board meeting from this board, we are not anticipating, barring any unforeseen cataclysmic event, we're not foreseeing any changes or shuffling at schools or administration roles or principals roles. So I wanted to say that so that you all could go back and say, you heard it straight from the horse's mouth. Okay, thank you.
Item 1, announcement of board members training by TASB, policy, BBD legal, board members training and orientation.
Good evening, Mr. Board President, members of the board, Superintendent. On item 1, we're announcing board members training required by TASB policy BBD legal. And I believe in your pass out you do have that list, and I believe by policy the board president shall read that.
Yes, I do have the list. Is Daniel J. Garcia, board president, exceeded required training. Eduardo Eri Ramirez, board vice president, exceeded required training. Judith Amanda Solis, board secretary, exceeded required training. Dr. Norberto Cantu Jr., board member, exceeded required training. Noe R. Gonzalez, board member, exceeded required training. Mr. Ruben Klein, board member, exceeded required training. Mr. Benito Sainz, board member, exceeded required training.
Thank you, sir.
There's no motion required. Item 2, consider and take possible action on request from County of Star for use of facilities multipurpose center main hall for employee Christmas luncheon on December 22nd, 2015.
The County of Star is requesting the use of the multipurpose for an annual Christmas luncheon on December the 22nd. Mr. President, do you have an attachment there? The administration recommends approval of this request for the facility for the annual.
And I believe this item did go through committee, and there's no issues, and I believe we are recommending approval. Do we have a motion?
I move that we approve this item as presented.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Sines. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 3, consider and take possible action on request from the Pediatric Care Center for use of RGCCISD portable bleachers at their annual Winter Wonderland 2015 event.
Kind of like to make a disclaimer on this. It's a little bit late. We got it late last week, so it was difficult to this has happened already. I need to alert you to that. But we usually do it. We renew this. We allow them to use whatever they request, and they have events here on the Fort Ringo grounds. So this is just for the purpose of following through. I know Mr. Sines is pretty accurate with this, and up on top of things, we apologize for the late paperwork. However, we will recommend that this was approved. It happened Saturday, by the way. So the Pediatric Care Center has always been very cooperative with the district, very involved with the community, big partner with the students. So I'd just like to disclose that and let you all know at the end of the day that we recommended this, and it happened on Saturday.
Just to let them know that we're, of course, very much in favor of cooperating with them, but also to submit the request ahead of time so that we can get it approved before it happens. Okay.
Yes, sir, will do.
Do we have a motion in item 3?
I so move, sir.
We have a motion by Mr. Sines. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 4, consider and take possible action on donations to RGCCISD.
The following donations have been received by the district, and I'll go down the list here. There's a short list. May I?
Yes.
Okay. The attendance and truancy from the district has received $530 worth in gift cards, and they were donated by the Lone Star National Bank. The Rio High School HOSA program was donated $25 on the 4th, and that was by one of the teachers, Annalyn Gundran. RGCCISD attendance and truancy, also again with another $100 gift card by HEB. The RGCCISD maintenance department donated circular saw, Makita brand, and this was donated by McCoy's Building Supply. RGCCISD truancy again and attendance. They got some basketball tickets to the Vipers, donated by the Vipers. And finally, Rio Grande High School, the wrestling program, got a donation of $1,500 on the last day of November from Office of the County Attorney, Mr. Canales, I believe.
Was there-
Go ahead, sir.
Is there gonna be a presentation at this time?
Yes, there is. At this time, I'd like to, if I may, have your permission to recognize the JF Utility with something special on behalf of the board, on behalf of the district, for his service to the district, to our kids, to our students. And we have two campuses here present to do the presentation. We have Ms. Monique Villarreal from Roque Guerra Elementary. Monique, are you here? We also have Gruya Middle School, Clarissa Ibanez. Would you come up, please? Okay, the floor is yours. We need to call it George. George, will you come up? Thank you.
Good evening, Board President, Board members, and Mr. Trigo. Mr. George Falcon, how are you doing this evening? Mr. Falcon, it is an honor to be in your presence because you are a very generous and humble man, a very rare person indeed that gives to his community, that sees his community and loves his community. I, as a principal of the Colts, as you know, would like my family to come up, my Colt family. Part of my family's here, part of the Colts family, some teachers, my librarian, some of my students. What we want to say, sir, we want to say thank you so much. These little girls right here, as you can see, and of course, your grandkids that are at my school, as you can see, they love you because let me tell you, without your help, we would not be successful with our playground. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. And I have a couple of teachers and parents that would like to say a couple of words.
Mr. Jorge Falcon, as a special needs teacher and parent at Roque Guerra Junior Elementary, I am delighted for our playground, for it has given our students social, emotional, physical, and cognitive development. It has provided our students with lifelong skills needed for communication, sharing, problem solving, and coping, which are foundations for healthy development. Mr. Falcon, thank you for your continued support and dedication to our school.
Good afternoon. We come here with a humble and grateful heart to thank you, GAF Utility Trenching, and Mr. Falcon for the outstanding job you did with our playground. You have given our students more than just a playground. You gave them a place to develop socially and physically through play. Thank you for choosing Roque Guerra Junior Elementary as your project to give back to the community. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We have a small, very small token for you and for your family, and it is nothing compared to what you have done for us. So thank you very much. Girls, you want to go get it? Thank you so much. Like I said, from the bottom of the Colt family, we appreciate everything that you do, and keep us safe in that area. Can you carry it, girl? This way, this way.
It's bigger than that.
Here. George, no te vayas. George, don't leave. Hold on. Don't leave.
Those were very nice words, Mrs. Villarreal. As a fellow educator, parent, and administrator, it is all about the kids. So I want to thank you for those nice words. Also, Ms. Lupita Garza, that was just, wow. A tearjerker, being an aunt of a child with special needs. And that goes to Roqueguera. So, you know, it goes to my family. Thank you, Mr. Falcon. Now, good evening, everyone. Mr. Board President, Mr. Garcia, members of the board, Mr. Trigo, Superintendent of Schools, colleagues, parents, and community members. I am also here on behalf of Gruya Middle School, the Gruya Middle School educational community, also to thank not only Mr. Falcon for his contribution, but to thank you, because without your approval, he wouldn't be able to do anything on my campus. So I want to thank you, Mr. Falcon, very generously also contributed to help us with our parking lot, which had been constructed back in 1976. And it was a pretty bumpy ride, you know, going to work every day. Most importantly, it's irrelevant about me, our kids. Our bus route, that was the main bus route, or the only bus route used for the students of Gruya Middle School, and it was a pretty bumpy ride. They were not awake. They were awake by the time they got off the bus. So I, too, Mr. Falcon, want to thank you, and I, too, also asked some of my students that were very anxious. A lot of them wanted to come thank you, but I couldn't bring all the school. And we have parents that have been very appreciative, and community members that were continuously asking, when is it going to be fixed? When, Ms. Ibanez, when? So I do need to recognize the board for approving it. I need to recognize Mr. Trigo for allowing me and reminding me that I could be persistent, but in a professional manner, and to please not bug the board members over and over. And I do need to mention Mr. Recio, because he guided me through the process, because I wanted to speak out and I wanted to meet with you all, board members, and Mr. Trigo and him did a great job at grounding me and reminding me there was a process, and we need to go to committee and all that stuff. So thank you. I want to thank you and everybody that took part of making this a reality. So before we give you all the goodies, I want to have the student give you her little speech, and then the parent and community member. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Angela Trevino, and I am a 7th grade student at Gruya Middle School. Arriving and departing every day at Gruya Middle School used to be a bouncing experience, literally. Up and down we would go as our bus entered the drop-off zone. Thanks to each and every one of you who contributed to the reconstruction of our parking lot and made it new. It's great to know that when anyone enters Gruya Middle School, either as a guest visiting our campus, an employee excited to work, or a student eager to learn, they will all experience a smooth and enjoyable ride. Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. President and members of the board. Mr. Trigo, Superintendent. My name is Paul Basan, and I am a 6th grade teacher at Gruya Middle School. I'm also a product of Gruya Middle School back in 1995 through 1998. I also want to mention I met my wife at Gruya Middle School. And, I didn't forget to mention that. My wife and I have five sons, and my oldest son already went through Gruya Middle School. So I know the parking lot. I remember driving into school and having to maneuver around those potholes. And I want to take this time to thank our principal, Ms. Ibanez, for recognizing the need for a new parking lot and to better serve our students in our community during morning arrivals and afternoon dismissal. I also want to thank you, the school board, for approving these improvements, and giving our campus a much-needed facelift. Most importantly, I want to thank Mr. Falcon for his service there at Gruya Middle School. And on behalf of my family, the community, and fellow educators at Gruya Middle School, thank you for your continuous support and the outstanding job. Thank you, Mr. Falcon.
Good evening. My name is Jose Juan Pompa Jr., and on behalf of Gruya Middle School parent, I would like to express our most sincerely gratitude for making the reconstruction of our parking lot a reality. It is with great pride that we recognize all the awesome changes that are happening and will continue to happen at our campus. As we enter the ground of Gruya Middle School, all parents, students, and guests will be able to enjoy the view as our drive into Crane Country. Thank you.
So on behalf of Gruya Middle School, in appreciation to Mr. Jorge Falcon and JF Trenching Company for their contribution to the Gruya Middle School educational community. I want to present this back to you, Mr. Falcon. Thank you.
We have one from the district, from behalf of the board, on behalf of the superintendent. We wish him well. What would we do without him? Thank you, George.
And also, for each one of our board members, the students from Gruya Middle School want to give you a little token. It's just a little thank you because, like I said, you had to approve it before Mr. Falcon can go onto our campus and do some improvements. So we have a basket. Go ahead, Dion. Our students will come on. All of you can go ahead and get one and give one to each board member. There's also one for Mr. Trigo because, of course, he is our superintendent. And, of course, one for Mr. Falcon. And also one for Mr. Recio for helping guide me through this process. Go ahead and you can give one to each member.
Take a little picture.
Thank you.
One more comment about Mr. Falcon. I'm not authorized to speak for the city of La Gruya, but I live in the city, and as a member of the community, I want to thank also Mr. Falcon because he's doing some work for the city, and he's also donated the backboards to a new park that we're building at the community park for softball, for the kids, softball and baseball. And Mr. Falcon donated the backboards for both, on two of the parks. It's one big park, but it has two backboards and for two fields, and so we want to thank Mr. Falcon for that as well. He donated that.
Any more discussion? Item 4? We have a motion in item 4.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Sines. Do we have a second? We have a second by Mr. Klein. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 5, consider and take possible action on Stark County Appraisal District payment schedule for 2015-2016.
The Stark County Appraisal District total allocation for the year 2015-16 is $484,287.86. Installments of $121,071. 97 for each quarter are due on December 31st through March, June, September. The payment schedule is based on the 2016 budget for the appraisal district and the tax levy for Rio Grande City CISD. The administration recommends approval of the Stark County Appraisal District payment schedule, sir.
Have any discussion, item 5? We have a motion on item 5.
So moved, Mr.
We
Chairman.
have a motion by Mr. Sines. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 6. I just want to say this item's been probably the most discussed item as myself as a board member, and we've been back and forth, and to get us all to agree has been difficult. And we'll see. You know, we've gotten numerous calls. You know, been discussed so much. But we'll see how it turns out. Consider and take possible action on increase in compensation to all employees in accordance with Texas Government Code Section 180.007.
I move that Rio Grande City Consolidated Independent School District Board approve an excess compensation payment to match scenario number 4, which would be teachers, a one-time payment of $1,000, and all other employees a one-time payment of $600 payable for the Christmas break. This payment is being made for the public purpose of training, and the funds for this increase will come from the general fund. The payment will be distributed again in a one-time payment form. That's my motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second that.
We have a second by Mr. Sines. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
We have 3 oppositions would be Dr. Cantu, Mr. Gonzalez, and Mr. Klein. Motion is carried by a majority vote from Mr. Sines, Ms. Judy Solis, myself, and Mr. Ramirez. And
Well, I had some concerns. I had brought it up in the committee meetings, and I want Mr. Alessio to confirm for those that are here and for the public that we have sufficient funds to fix the school.
Yes, sir, we do. We sure do. This is coming from the general fund. We have more than needed. We're blessed. We're lucky with that, and the amounts are solvent. So there should be no problem at all with this incentive here, compensation pay. Yes, sir.
Last time we had a work session, we all agreed $750 across the board.
It was discussed, Mr. Klein, but then it comes to the board agenda, and it was requested to go through a work session, which we had yesterday afternoon, late, and everybody was present. Most everybody was present, and they agreed on this particular item back then, and then we presented it here today with the options. It was there also on that particular group of option there, and this is what they've all voted.
any more discussion?
Well, initially, I just wanted to say, initially it was worded as a Christmas gift. And I think with that in mind, I mean, we're not supposed to.
There is no gift.
Exactly, but it was corrected.
Correct.
But anyway, but with that in mind was as a Christmas gift or bonus, you know, in my belief or opinion, everyone is equal as far as the employees. And we had decided number 2 was the best option.
I don't know that we had decided it. There was much debate.
And just for clarity, this is not a gift. This is not a bonus. The district is, in return for this compensation, is getting additional training on behalf of the employees and the teacher. So, Dr. Cantu is correct that initially it was stated that way, but that was not the proper thing to do.
So it's not a bonus, it's excess compensation
Correct.
in a one-time form for training, for public purposes.
Yes, ma'am.
And yes, there was much debate, and we know that no decision we make is going to make everybody happy, and we went back and forth, and of course we value all of our employees. Do we wish it could be more? Absolutely. Do we wish we could give a raise? Absolutely. But our hands are tied. We have to also be fiscally responsible, and And that's why there was much debate about it, just like you all said. This was some compromise, I guess.
I just want to say that even though the motion's already passed, but I felt the same way. Even though we had to word it different to meet whatever standards from the state, I just felt that everybody plays a role, everybody's important, and I felt the 750 across the board would have been the best. But anyway, we have to, what the majority of the board has decided, we have to accept that.
And we agree, we value all employees. They all play a crucial role. But the reason that I originally had voted for the 1,000 for all professionals and 500 for all paraprofessionals is because although we value all employees, we also have to take into account that many of our teachers and administrators are the ones who pull in extra hours, long duties, grading papers at night, taking money out of their own pockets in order to pay for supplies, etc. And so that's the only reason. But of course, we value every employee equally. Every employee in this district matters to this board, all 7 of us. I think if we can agree on nothing else is that all 7 of us agree we appreciate all of our employees. We certainly wish it could be more. This is what the compromise was.
But one thing I see is, I see those poor ladies, the custodians, cleaning the school until 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and then working hard. Then
absolutely.
All the maintenance guys working
absolutely.
So hard. And then I thought it should be everybody equal.
Absolutely.
And let me just chime in a little bit here. Actually, you could pick any one of these scenarios and try to justify it one way or the other. And some of us here are lawyers, and we do that for a living. So you could take a scenario, and I could point the plus and the minuses in both of them, on both sides of the token. But at the end of the day, we're all one vote, and you decide. Each of us has one vote, and after much compromise and discussion and talk and argument and et cetera, this was kind of a little bit of a compromise, and we tried our best to please everybody. I know it's not going to happen, but that's almost nearly impossible. It's an impossible task. But at the same token, this is something that we wanted to do for everybody. We wanted to make sure somebody had something at the end of the year. And we did it, with no bad intentions. On the contrary, we wouldn't have been arguing and fighting and spending all this time. And when they say that this was a hot item topic, I kid you not. I probably didn't sleep much because of this one item. But debate is good. But God is good, and at the end of the day, I'm just glad that we were able to give everyone something. And
don't call it a bonus.
And it's not
in return for the training. We want to thank
don't call it a bonus.
Excess
compensation for training.
And I think on my part, I think I've been the one that's flip-flopped the most. I think I've originally I liked scenario 1. Then I was agreeing with Dicky and Norberto. I switched to everybody across the board. But it's and then finally, like Judy said, I think at the one that we selected, I think it's a compromise between both. And I think none of them are wrong. You can't go wrong either way with any of them. And that's what my thinking, and also like what Judy stated with teachers. Myself being a former teacher, I know how much effort they put into it, how much of their own money they put into their classrooms, into their students, and it's just a way to compensate a little bit extra during this Christmas season.
Okay. My point was that I felt the ones who do the most significant job are the teachers, and they're the ones who should have gotten the highest of the plant. And the two that kind of got the most votes, or initially, at least in the discussion, both had the highest part for the teachers. It's the teacher that works late hours. It's the teacher that has to do stays after school. It's the teacher that comes early in the morning. It's the teacher that spends money to buy things for the classroom and for the students. It's the teacher who looks after kids as if they were their own. It's the teacher, and it's the teacher that teaches the students. All of us, central office or administration or board, we're there too, but we're not spending money for the classroom, in the classrooms. We're not staying late night grading papers or preparing a lesson for tomorrow or the next week or so. We're not there. The ones who do that are the teachers. And I would, for one, wanted that the most was going to go to the teachers. And I'm glad that the one we approved has the most for the teachers.
Then I had agreed with Mr. Sines on what he was saying as far as the teachers. But my comment was that should be compensated in their salary for the teachers. They do deserve it, but it should be in their salary. They should be bumped up. I agree.
We agree, but we also agree at this point that the salary can't be bumped. Right. And of course, we all agree with that, Dr. Cantu, but as you know, and you're in the Finance Committee, and we've been presented the budgets, there was no way that we could approve a raise this year. Of course, we want to give raises across the board, but we have inherited an unhealthy budget, and we have to do everything we can. We are stewards of the monies that are entrusted to us, and we have to be as fiscally responsible. And since a raise was not possible this year, then we ought all agreed on, don't call it a bonus, an excess compensation for training.
If I may conclude, Mr. Trigo, I would just like to mention on behalf of the staff, our employees, our district, your actions, your words go a long way. You deserve, this is something voluntary on your part. We believe that you go above and beyond, and we appreciate and respect that. So I would ask my peers and my colleagues, how about a round of applause for this board? Thank you very much for this gift, for this incentive pay. Thank you.
Thank you, members of the board, for your consideration in doing this for our district. And I think it's important to have that spirit of gratefulness on behalf of every employee here in RGCCISD. And I think that's the approach and the way that we have to look at things, that you wholeheartedly made a decision that you felt would benefit the employees of the district. A decision was made. We respect the decision, and we gratefully accept the recognition that you are providing to us here. I didn't want to say bonus or gift, so we just please do not say that. We're not going to say that. So thank you.
Item 7, consider and take possible action on tax refunds for the month of November 2015.
Presented is a request for approval on tax refunds for November 2015. The refunds totaling $1,272.06 being requested. The administration recommends approval of the refunds in the amount of $1,272.06.
Any discussion on item 7?
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Ramirez. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Klein. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 8, consider and take possible action on requisitions 5,000 and over in a 12-month aggregate.
Attached, you have a list of vendors there. There's 4. It deals with fuel and some curriculum and instruction, the Writing Academy. We request approval of the administration on that.
Have any discussion on item 8? We have a motion on item 8.
Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion by Mr. Sines. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Mr. Ramirez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 9, consider and take possible action on award of the following: SOQ number 1622, Statement of Qualifications, Disciplinary Alternative Education Program Consultant.
Yes, sir. Item number 9, we respectfully ask your approval for the award of the SOQ, or Statement of Qualification 1622, which was advertised in the paper for 2 weeks, consecutive weeks. As you see in your pass out, there was one submittal. This was opened on December 1st at 10 o'clock at the MPC. I was present along with Mr. Joe Smedley and the staff. We recommend that Mr. Sabas Osuna, or Successful Opportunity for Students, be awarded this from January through May. His contract has traditionally expired in December, and we're recommending this so we can finalize the year and revisit this in May. Administration recommends approval.
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion by Mr. Sines. Do we have a second?
I second.
We have a second by Mr. Klein. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sines. Item 10, consider and take possible action on renewal of talent ed recruit and hire system for the 2015-2016 school year.
Yes, sir. On item 10, this was presented to Finance Committee last night. This is pretty much a subscription fee. It's more of a housekeeping issue. It is above the $5,000 threshold. It is $5,643.75. Local policy requires us to bring it to the board. Administration recommends approval. This is software that helps us with online applications. We save on the paper fees and storage and record retention. So.
And you've had it in place, right?
Since 2012, sir. Yes.
Since 2012.
We
So
have
moved, Mr.
a
Chairman.
motion on item 10.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Sines. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item 11, consider and take possible action on request for permission to create new position, Administrative Campus Facilitator.
Yes, sir. Item 11, respectfully ask permission to open this position, Administrative Campus Facilitator. There has been a reassignment. I don't think, Mr. Guerra, I don't think I can give too many details on that. There's a reassignment that occurred on the 17th, post our November board meeting. We ran a needs assessment in our campuses. Individuals been reassigned to this campus, and we had to follow that specific contract language. The professional capacity, as the legal term would be. As attached, you see the job description. And administration respectfully asks permission to approve it.
Do you have any discussion, item 11? We have a motion on item 11.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Klein. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Sines. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Salinas. Item 12, consider and take possible action on dual enrollment courses for spring 2016 STC for Gruya High School, Rio High School, and Early College High School.
Mr. President, Mr. Trigo, members of the board, ladies and gentlemen, we do have an addendum to this item. This item was presented to the Curriculum Board Committee meeting. The addendum includes our CATE courses. In order to meet the demands for the required core curriculum courses for an interdisciplinary studies associates through the South Texas College, it's critical that our students are offered these courses to complete their associate's degree at the Early College High School. In addition, we want to offer some of these courses at both Rio High School and Gruya High School. We're looking at we're requesting to offer computer science for the spring, 4 sections, and we're looking at 2 sections of speech for Early College High School and a section of computer science for both high schools and the speech class for both high schools as well. Math 1414 is also a college algebra course that is being requested for dual enrollment course for our high schools, 1 section at each high school. In addition, Gruya High School will offer the following CATE courses for the spring. The health science course, 1 section, medical terminology, 3 sections, practicum in health science, 1 section, welding, 2 sections, advanced welding, 1 section, micro and phlebotomy, 1 section, and then we have 3 classes for drafting, architectural drafting, 1309, 1315, and 2328, which is 1 section of each. And we are introducing or requesting a new course, state code number N1302534, and that's a barbering 1 school. I understand that the principal is requesting to offer this class in lieu of a cosmetology class, and this new class would also help us with complying with staging through PBMS. You have an attachment that outlines the total cost of these classes. We're having to contract STC and STVI because we do not have the staff to offer these classes. At Rio High School, we'll be offering the CATE courses, Advanced Precision Metal Manufacturing, 1 section, and 1338 and 2303, 2 different classes, 1 section of each. In addition, we're requesting welding class 1 section of that. We have the funding through the CATE program, and of course for Early College High School that is incurred by the district. We are seeking approval.
Any discussion, item 12?
We have the money for all this?
Yes, sir, we do.
I move we approve item 12 as presented.
We have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item 13, consider and take possible action on request
Thank you.
for a new course for Early College High School. Thank you, Ms. Garza.
Good evening, Mr. Board President, Mr. Garcia, Board President, board members, Mr. Joel Trigo, Superintendent of Schools, members of the community. Again, as presented at the Curriculum Board Committee meeting, the Early College High School is requesting the approval of a new course, which is the Introduction to Sociology. We are requesting to offer 3 sections of that particular course at a cost of approximately $3,000 per section. Originally, we were going to offer there's an addendum also, we were going to offer the Texas government, but that particular course was not available to be offered to our students next semester. So we are recommending Introduction to Sociology. We recommend approval for this particular course.
And again, that's going to be taught by somebody from STC?
It's going to be an online course, yes, sir.
Online.
Online, correct.
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion on item 13. Do we have a second?
I second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 14, consider and take possible action on Early College High School redesignation application.
Again, as presented at the Curriculum Board Committee meeting, the Early College High School and the district is recommending for the approval of the Early College High School to reapply for the redesignation for the 2016-2017 school year. The district has formed a committee that consists of central office staff and early college high school staff to complete the application process. This application deadline is December the 18th, and we are seeking your approval for us to begin with the application to be submitted to TEA by the deadline. Again, we recommend the approval.
I so move.
We have a motion by Mr. Sines. Do we have a second?
I second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Trevino. Item 15, consider and take possible action on gifted and talented education training.
Good evening, Mr. Garcia, President of the Board, the board members, Mr. Trigo, our Superintendent. This evening, I come to you requesting training for teachers that need their GT certification. Teachers are required to have 30 clock hours of GT training so that they can teach the students that are GT. This consists of 5 modules, 5 6-hour modules, totaling 30 hours. As of this date, we have 48 teachers that need anywhere from the 5 modules to 1 or 2 or 3. So we are seeking approval to contract Response to Learning to provide this training for those teachers. This is an online training.
Any discussion, item 15?
I so move.
We have a motion by Mr. Sines. Do we have a second?
I second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cantu. Item 16, consider and take possible action on Test Hound assessment software.
Board President, Mr. Trigo, members of the board, I'm here to present a web-based program called Test Hound. We currently were using a program or a software called Tracking Star. The only problem with the program that I was currently using is that it's very limited. This new software, Test Hound, is able to generate reports, is able to make sure that all the forms across the district look the same. If I pull out a seating chart from an elementary and I pull one out from the high school, they'll look the same versus right now if I pull out from any given campus, they all have their own different, local form that they use. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to streamline the way things look and make sure that everybody is also given accommodations, because this program has the capacity to be joined with the East Ed program that special ed currently has. So if a special ed student needs an accommodation, that accommodation will be uploaded and then it'll go with the student from year to year. So if a child transitions from 5th grade to 6th grade, that accommodation travels with them. And we currently don't have that. The only thing that travels with a child is the folder. So we would make sure that the assessment would be traveling from campus to campus if we have a software like this. The cost for the software is $5,400. There's a one-time technical fee of $1,200 for a setup, and then a training of $1,500. The software I currently have is $5,500. So basically the price is the same. The only difference is I'm going to be paying about $3,000 for a first-time fee as far as training and setup is concerned. I checked around the districts. in the Region 1 area, and a lot of the large districts are using it. I know Westlaco is using it, Mission is using it, Sherryland ISD was using it, and there was some other small school districts that were also using it. So, and it's coming out of my budget, so the money's already been allocated. The only thing I didn't do, I didn't spend it on the old consulting company. I went ahead and set that money aside so that I could bring this item forth to you all.
Just add a comment to it. I was in the committee that she presented about this information. I'm familiar with testing since I was doing testing myself. And this program is going to standardize a lot of the forms. It's going to make it easier for all the campuses, and it's long due. Okay, yeah. I'm glad you're having it. You're getting it.
Thank you.
We have a motion on item 16.
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion by Mr. Sines. Do we have a second?
I second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 17. Thank you, Ms. Vera. Item 17, consider and take possible action on reopening of RGCCISD food pantry.
Board members, Board President, and Mr. Trigo, we are here, Mr. Rick Solis and I. Previously, I used to run the food pantry together with Ms. Leonor Rodriguez out of the Chance to Be. One of the things that Mr. Trigo, when he came on board, was that he wanted to make it district-wide. So after we got settled, we kind of met with the people from United Way. We met with the folks also from the food bank out of Laredo, and we got Mr. Solis involved. So we will be transitioning the program to Mr. Solis and his staff. I will be assisting him the first couple of months to make sure that the transition is smooth. But Mr. Solis is going to tell you a little bit about, what he's secured as far as location. So it's not something new. We're just kind of moving location and expanding the services a little.
Thank you, Ms. Elsa. Good evening, Board President, members of the Board, Mr. Trigo, and audience. What we're trying to request for approval is for the reopening again, as Ms. Elsa was talking about in regards to the pantry. We feel that the need is there, of course, and we totally appreciate the fact that we might be able to have this opportunity once again for our community. We are looking for a location that we were able to speak to Ms. Patsy Ramirez in regards to see if we could have approval for storage at the old cafeteria right next to the flagpole. So we are have set the sites on there so we could assist this amount of individuals trying to come into the district as well. We've talked to the campuses, the principals, the community aides, and many other departments, Mr. Joel Salinas' department as well, to be able to assist us in this matter. So we're requesting your approval for this actual consideration for the food pantry.
And you would have only one place for it, like here?
Yes, we would, sir. It would be one disbursement per month. That would be our initial to start this off. I was able to visit many other United Ways on there and food pantries as well, and they host it once a month or twice a month. But being that we're going to try to see how this individual program starts, we're choosing for next Thursday from 4 to 6. We're going to be doing the disbursement at the old cafeteria right next to the flagpole, sir.
And this is going to be done, once a month?
We're setting up for once a month at the initial stages. Yes, sir.
And are you accepting volunteers, or is this just strictly school staff?
Yes, thank you for that. Yes, we are accepting volunteers to come in as well. We'll be training them as well if they want to come into us. All campuses at this time have been or are being trained for civil rights trainings. We have certificates. Myself and Ms. Elsa do have food handler certification that we got online as well for this actual program. But all the individuals from the high school, first initial report, we have included all 3 high schools, and we'll be setting up different schools at each event on there so everybody can know when to come in. So we're going to have the first 3 high schools participate. We've included the Migrant Club, and as well we will be including the Student Council as well to assist us in this manner. We will prepare the day before, after the reopening on Wednesday that we will be having, so we can better assist individuals so we won't have to do it that same day.
And will disbursements be during school hours or no? Okay.
Disbursements will be from 4 to 6, ma'am, on there. And of course, if we need to extend the hours on there, depending on how many individuals are coming in. But we are getting a lot of individuals that are interested in this program.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Any more discussion? We have a motion, item 17.
I move that we approve this item as presented.
We have a motion by Ms. Solis. Do we have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Mr. Ramirez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 18, consider and take possible action on mobile relays for 2-way radio services for RGCCISD Transportation Department.
Good evening, Mr. President, board members, Mr. Trigo, audience present. I'm here requesting approval for a 2-year agreement with mobile relays. We currently are getting service through mobile relays. The good thing is that if we do go into this agreement, they will reduce the air fee per radio, per digital radio from $12 to $9. So I am requesting permission, approval for this 2-year agreement.
Any discussion? Item 18. We have a motion on item 18. We have a motion by Mr. Klein. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Mr. Garcia. Anything on reports? We will be going into closed session under the authority of the Texas Government Code Section 551.071. It is now 7:29. It is now 8:08, and we're out of executive session. Item A, do we have a motion, item A?
I move that we approve item A as presented in executive session.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Ramirez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item B, discussion on recommendation for athletic coordinator, head high school varsity football coach, and Rio Grande City High School. Do you have
Okay.
I was going to ask if we have a motion.
I move that we approve the decision brought to us by the 5-person committee who interviewed many worthy candidates today, but they have come to us and they have let us know that it is a unanimous decision. There was one candidate who stood out to them, and we are very proud to name him today as the new Rattler head coach. He is a native son, and he is Aaron Garcia. Welcome aboard, Coach Garcia.
I do. There is a motion. Do we have a second?
Oh, wait. Second? Okay.
We have a second by Mr. Sines. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Mr. Garcia, you can approach the podium.
Coach.
Okay, there you go. I just don't want to give anybody my back.
Okay.
First, to the board, to the superintendent, and everybody involved, I want to say thank you. To my family and friends, I appreciate you being here. If you know me, you know this is the only job I want.
There you go.
I will say this, it's taken me 19 years to come home. And again, I say thank you. Through that journey, I've worked with some tremendous coaches, under tremendous administration. I hope that my experiences, can give me the best that I can give to our community, to our kids. I am a Rattler. This is the only place I wanted to be. Again, to my parents, to my family, thank you. Mom, I'm home. Like I tell our kids, life's all about opportunity. Mine is here, and I intend to make the most of it.
Amen.
I will not let you down.
Amen. Welcome aboard, Coach.
Item C, discussion. Do we have a motion, item C?
I move that we approve item C as presented in the executive session.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Ramirez. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item D. Do we have a motion, item D?
I move that we approve item D as presented in executive session.
We do have a motion by Ms. Solis. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Sines. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Adjournment. Do we have a motion for adjournment?
I move we adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second.
It is now 8:12. The meeting is adjourned.